Hi guys, Haydn here from the Portrait Guru. In today's video, I'm going to take you through this portrait drawing from start to finish. So let's get started. I start by building the foundation on the portrait. I'm using the Loomis method to establish the structure of the face, focusing on correct proportions. First, I lightly sketch the basic oval shape of the head, ensuring its proportions are accurate. You'll notice I'm using a lot of straight lines to map out the center line of the face, where the eyes, nose, and mouth will sit. It's crucial to get this step right, so everything else falls into place. By using this method, I'm placing guidelines of the eyes around halfway down the face, the bottom of the nose about halfway between the eyes and the chin, and the mouth roughly halfway between the nose and the chin. These simple lines help me keep everything in proper proportion. Once I'm happy with the positioning, I begin to refine the shapes of the eyes, the nose, the lips, double checking everything to make sure the facial features align correctly. I'm also lightly blocking out where the hairline sits in the hair itself, and I'm keeping it light for now to ensure I can make any adjustments later. Now I'm switching to the pen. I'm using hatching to create the first layer of shading. The key here is to build up the values gradually. Pen doesn't allow for blending like pencil does, so it's important to focus on shapes and marks rather than trying to control every detail. The darkest area of the face are the side of the nose, the eyes, and also the neck in this photograph. I begin adding lines around the nose to deepen the shadows. I keep the hatching lines tight and close together in these areas to give the sense of depth. When I move to the eyes, I add more cross-hatching to emphasize the shadows in the eyelids and also the pupils. The eyebrows and lashes also get some additional attention here to make them stand out. As I continue, I'm mindful of the contrast between the dark and the light. The lightest areas like the left and the right cheeks and the forehead get minimal lines. The light on the face is coming from the right, so I'll leave these areas soft and less shaded to maintain that contrast. The more defined shadows start to emerge as I move to the darker parts of the face, like the side of the neck, the outline of the jaw, and underneath the chin. The goal here is to balance these values, keep the dark areas rich without overpowering the lighter tones. I use longer, looser hatching strokes for the neck and jaw to create soft transitions. Keep the lines tighter around the nose and the eyes for a more dramatic effect. This helps to emphasize the facial features without losing the overall flow of the portrait. Now, I'm adding more depth to the hairline and the dark areas of the hair, making sure to differentiate between the different layers. I create sharp contrasts where the hair meets the face, focus on the shadows cast by the hair. I work in layers, starting with the darker shadows and gradually building the lighter details. Notice how I use big shapes and bold strokes for the hair. The more dynamic you make these, the better that your portrait will feel. While the rest of the face is developing, the focus remains on maintaining the balance between the darks and the lights, making sure everything pops without feeling too flat. At this point, I'm refining the finer details, adding hatching and also cross-hatching in the darkest areas for more contrast. The left cheek is the lightest part of the face, so I avoid overworking that area to preserve the soft, illuminated look. I'll go back into the eyes, adjusting just a little bit more depth around the irises to really make them stand out. The neck gets more attention too. I'm darkening these shadows to add weight and also structure. Then I lightly draw on the background, keeping it subtle as it's meant to stay out of focus compared to the face. With that, the portrait's coming together nicely. You can see how the combination of shading, contrast, and delicate detailing gives this drawing some life. And here it is, the final artwork, showing you how all the building blocks from the pencil foundation to the pen shading have come together. Hope you enjoyed this time-lapse video, and I highly recommend you checking out this video coming up.